All right, well, you know what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to fillet these cohos and actually how to cook them up. We've got charcoal grill, and the bait that we used was that caught most of our fish today was this flicker shad. We were running that 60 feet behind some planter boards today and about 30 to 40 feet of water off Racine. And we were out there for about 3 hours. It was a little bumpy, and we caught 7 cohos. Wasn't fantastic. Had better days, worse days. I'm going to show you now how I'm going to fillet these fish. I'm not an expert by any means, but I fillet enough fish, and what I like to do is make a single cut here right behind the gill plate, and then just take my knife and slowly go right along the fish's backbone like this. And I'm using an electric fillet knife. I like the this is one of the Berkeley Tech lithium fillet knives that I think is the best electric fillet knife I've ever used. And all I'm going to do is just slowly go right down the backbone like this. And what I'm going to do is flip that right over. And there's my nice fillet right here. I've got the rib cage that I'll take out, and I'll basically go on an angle like this, right down the edge of these ribs. Pop that out. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can fillet fish. Then I like to make a single cut just like that. Take the ribs out. I've got my one fillet. Now what we're going to do with these fillets is we're going to put them in some olive oil today, and we're going to put them on some, make some spices with them, and cook them on the grill. Here's another fillet job right here. I'm just going to kind of take the knife on an angle. Got my fillet here. A little bit of blood. I'm just going to run right on an angle like this. If you haven't used an electric fillet knife, you're really going to want to check out this one by Berkeley here. This one is the best I've ever used, and I've bought in just about every one that you can buy. This is the best one that I've purchased myself. This Tech lithium one here. It's cordless, it's great, fits in your hand great, and if I start running out of juice, all I got to do is stick the plug in here and plug it into an outlet, and I can keep cutting. So there's a couple fillets. We'll fillet up a couple more here. Alright. Stop. Go ahead. Rolling.
Alright, we got Joe chopping up a bunch of red potatoes here. Chopped up some onions that we tossed in there. A couple hunks of butter. Got some black pepper. We're going to throw some garlic salt on and probably a little Parmesan. Pretty simple. Wrap it all up in tin foil and throw it on the grill. Get this started before the coho because potatoes take a lot longer than the coho does. Coho only take a couple minutes really. These might take 20 or 30. So pretty simple, but they're good.
Man, those taters look tasty.
Alright, so I picked a few fillets here, did them 2 different ways. This one's got some Southwest Chipotle seasoning on it, just some onions and red peppers, got a few limes on there and a few hunks of butter. And then over here I did like lemon pepper and garlic salt with more lemons and limes and a little bit of onions and red pepper on those too. So, and they don't take real long, throw them on here for a couple of minutes. I usually like to cover them up to start and then open them up a little bit after they cook.
Alright, what I'm going to do with my cohos, the way I like to make them is I've got some McCormick's hamburger seasoning, a little bit of dill, a little bit of garlic salt. Then what I do is I mix up a bunch of brown sugar, and I actually have brown sugar and some Captain Morgan's rum, and I caramelize it, and I'll take it and sprinkle it all over this fish, okay? It'll caramelize so it's nice and thick so it stays on there when it cooks. And then what I'll do to finish this off is I'll take some lemon and limes and I'll squeeze them over the top. And that's what I'm doing to cook these cohos, and they are fantastic. So we got a couple of different recipes, a lot of different ways we like to cook fish. So I take that caramelized brown sugar and Captain Morgan, and I'll take some limes and lemons, and I'll just kind of squeeze them across the top here.
Alright, so these are done. You can tell they're nice and pink, cooked all the way. This one looks excellent too. It's going to be real good. I'm going to pull these off. Eric still have a little bit to go, but I'm going to get these ones off.
Got to cook a little bit more.
You don't really want to overcook them.
And if any of you have a recipe out there that you want to share or show us, feel free to send in your video to our website, and it's at bigfish365.com. We don't only like to fish, we like to cook them and like to eat them.